My 27M boyfriend's ex, 27F, keeps contacting him, and he doesn't see the problem. Am I being unreasonable? Hey, Reddit. I really need some advice, and I hope some of you can help me figure out if I'm overreacting or if my feelings are valid. I, 26F, have been dating my boyfriend, Alex, 27M, for about a year now, and overall, it's been great. He's supportive, caring, and I genuinely feel happy when I'm with him. We've talked about our future, and I can definitely see myself being with him long term. However, there's something that's been bothering me recently, and I'm not sure how to handle it. The issue is Alex's ex-girlfriend, Sarah, 27F. They dated for almost 3 years and broke up about 2 years ago. When we first started dating, Alex mentioned that they were on good terms and occasionally stayed in touch, but nothing serious. I didn't think much of it at the time because I understand that some people can stay friends with their exes, especially if the breakup was amicable. I trusted him, and I didn't feel any reason to worry. For the first few months of our relationship, I didn't even notice Sarah's presence. Alex would mention her now and then, like if she texted him about something work-related or to ask for advice on random topics. It all seemed pretty innocent. But over the past few months, her texting has become much more frequent. It started with casual stuff, questions about work, or updates about her day, but lately, it feels like she's becoming more involved in his life. She started texting him several times a week, sometimes late at night, and the conversations have become more personal. She'll vent to him about her bad day at work or talk about things that seem way more intimate than just friendly chats. A few weeks ago, Sarah asked Alex to meet up, to catch up, and suggested they go for drinks. Alex agreed, and while he didn't try to hide it from me, something about the whole situation made me feel really uneasy. I've never been the jealous type, but this felt different. It wasn't like she was just a casual acquaintance anymore. It felt like she was trying to insert herself back into his life, and it didn't sit right with me. I brought it up with Alex. I told him that while I trusted him, the frequency of Sarah's texts and the idea of them meeting up for drinks was making me uncomfortable. I wasn't accusing him of anything, but I wanted to be honest about how I was feeling. His response really surprised me. He brushed it off completely, saying, "We're just friends. It's not a big deal." I tried to explain that it wasn't about me not trusting him, but more about how Sarah's presence in his life felt inappropriate, especially considering how often she was contacting him. He didn't seem to get it. He told me I was overreacting and reading too much into things. He said that if I trusted him, I shouldn't have a problem with him hanging out with her or texting her regularly. That stung because I do trust him, but I also think there should be some boundaries when it comes to exes, especially in a serious relationship. I'm not asking him to cut her off completely, but I feel like there needs to be a line somewhere. I've been turning this over in my head ever since, and I just don't know what to do. Part of me feels like I should let it go because Alex hasn't done anything explicitly wrong, and I don't want to come across as controlling or insecure. But another part of me feels like this is a boundary issue, and if I don't address it now, it could turn into a bigger problem down the road. I've also been thinking about how I would feel if the roles were reversed. If I had an ex texting me frequently and asking to meet up for drinks, I know Alex would feel uncomfortable. I tried to bring this up in our conversation, but he just doubled down and said that I was being insecure. He even went as far as to say that I was jealous for no reason, which hurt because I've always made an effort to be understanding and trusting in our relationship. I've never met Sarah in person, but I know they were together for a long time, and from what Alex has told me, their relationship was pretty serious. They broke up because they were heading in different directions in life, not because of any major betrayal or cheating. I get that, and I don't think he has any lingering romantic feelings for her, but it still feels like she's too involved in his life for an ex. Maybe it's because I don't know her personally that I'm feeling this way, but I just can't shake the feeling that something is off. I don't know if I'm being unreasonable or if my concerns are valid. I've been trying to trust my gut, but I don't want to ruin a good relationship over something that might not even be an issue. I've talked to a few of my friends about it, and they have mixed opinions. Some of them think I'm overthinking it and that it's normal for exes to stay in touch, while others think it's inappropriate for Alex to still be talking to her so frequently, especially since she's initiated most of the contact. I'm at a loss. Should I bring it up with Alex again? Should I ask to meet Sarah and see if that helps ease my concerns? Or should I just trust that Alex knows what he's doing and let it go? I don't want to create unnecessary drama, but I also don't want to ignore my gut feeling. Would love to hear what you guys think. Top comments, you/feelingblue12, you're not overreacting. It's one thing for exes to be civil, but constant communication and meeting up for drinks sounds inappropriate. I think you need to have a serious conversation with Alex about setting boundaries with Sarah. If he brushes it off again, that's a red flag. You/honestly open, I'd been in a similar situation, and trust me, it's not just about trust. Boundaries are important in every relationship, and if something makes you uncomfortable, it should be addressed. Maybe suggest that you meet Sarah yourself. If she's really just a friend, Alex should have no issue with that. You/brightdays97, I've had this happen to me before, and I can say from experience, Sarah might not have bad intentions, but she could be subconsciously trying to stay in Alex's life in a deeper way. Trust your instincts, and don't let this slide if it's bothering you. You're allowed to have boundaries. Update, hey, Reddit. I wanted to thank everyone who commented and gave advice on my original post. I read through a lot of your comments, and they really helped me process my feelings and figure out how to approach the situation. I thought I'd give an update on what happened since then. After reading through your advice and talking to a couple of close friends, I decided to have another conversation with Alex. This time, I was more direct. I told him that I trusted him, but Sarah's constant texting and the idea of them meeting up for drinks made me uncomfortable. I also asked him how he would feel if the situation were reversed, if I had an ex texting me frequently and wanting to hang out. His reaction was not what I expected. He got really defensive and said, if you trusted me, this wouldn't be an issue. He accused me of being insecure and overreacting, which really hurt because I've never been the jealous or insecure type. I've always trusted him and tried to be understanding, but I also felt like my concerns were valid. I told him that it wasn't about me not trusting him, it was about boundaries and respect. I asked him if he would be open to me meeting Sarah, thinking that if I got to know her, I might feel more comfortable with the situation. But when I suggested that, he got quiet and said, I don't think that's necessary. That response raised all kinds of red flags for me. If there's truly nothing going on, why wouldn't he want me to meet her? It felt like he was hiding something, even if it wasn't an affair or anything physical. It felt like an emotional boundary was being crossed, and he didn't want to acknowledge that. At that moment, something clicked for me. I realized that this wasn't just about Sarah, it was about how Alex was handling this situation and how he was dismissing my feelings. I calmly told him that if he wasn't willing to respect my boundaries or even introduce me to someone who he claimed was just a friend, then I didn't feel comfortable continuing the relationship. He kept deflecting and saying things like, you're being dramatic, but I stood my ground. Long story short, we broke up. It was tough in the moment, but after we ended things, I felt this huge weight lift off my shoulders. I realized that I deserve someone who values my feelings and respects my boundaries. Even though I trusted Alex, the way he handled this situation made me feel like I wasn't being prioritized. And if I'm being honest, I think Sarah's increased contact with him wasn't a coincidence. After the breakup, I did some digging, not proud of it, and I found out that Sarah had been reaching out to him more frequently around the time we hit our 1-year mark. Coincidence? Maybe. But I'm not sticking around to find out. That's the end of this story. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe and press the notification button to be updated on future generated Reddit stories. Thanks for watching. See you next time.